Hello, I am Becky Amble, and I want to show you a little something that I discovered today or that I tried. And I'm going to pull up my screen here and we're going to share that. And I've been going back and forth on ChatGPT, which I do a lot. And I've been thinking that, there's a lot of people that have looked at the different AIs out there and not figured out what to do or how to get started. Like they probably dabbled around with certain things and did a few things and maybe got one or two things that they can do, and yet they don't really know how to take it and move it forward in their business. And I decided, as I was talking to ChatGPT and going back and forth, I thought we were brainstorming the ChatGPT and I on some ideas, and you can see this. So one of the things that I decided was, that would maybe make a good LinkedIn post. And I'm going to talk. I titled this one "Busy CEOs." It could be CEOs, business owners, entrepreneurs, and I just went with that title. So I wanted to show you because I've been going back and forth, and I typically do a lot with ChatGPT where I give it pretty specific directions and then it comes up with something. So I wanted to show you first. I was going back and forth on some ideas here, you can see, and then I love how it says, would you like it formatted in a Canva carousel? Would you like a PDF? And I think I showed you something in the past how I love how ChatGPT just comes out and wants to help me with things and gives me ideas. Anyway, I said, make me the slide carousel. First thing it did was, I'm going to just show you a little bit here, slide by slide carousel outline. And so for the first slide, it's got the title, and then it gives an idea of the visual to use for that. So I thought, well, that's pretty cool. And it did that for all the slides, and it came up with 9 slides. Well, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to go to Gamma, my preferred AI for doing PowerPoint presentations, and I love Gamma. So then what I did is I copied all of the content for the slides, and I just said, take out all the visual directions, and here's my prompt. Well, I guess I don't know where the prompt is. Prompt is up here. Come on. Or I said, give me this slide content and not the visual information. All right, it's pretty simple. And then it did that, and here's what it gave me. So it's got the slide 1, and just the line for the title, slide 2 with just a little bit of information, slide 3, basically one sentence, slide 4, and so on. So I thought, okay, good. And I copied all of that. And then I want to show you how I went over to my buddy Gamma and show you what happened there. And first of all, well, I probably should go back and show you. I've done this before. You go to Gamma and you log in. Ah, there's their new look. Okay, fine. Thank you very much. You guys look great. Let's move on. Anyway, you get that and you do create new AI. Wow, this is all new. I'm seeing this the first time. And mine I used was paste in the contents. So I did that. And then I pasted in my content. Actually, it was, I think, right here. All right, so I pasted in the content. I'm just going to show you this. And this was 11 hours ago. And it showed me what it had for each slide. Pretty much matches what I copied and pasted in from ChatGPT. So I said, okay, then we hit continue, and then you go pick your template. All right, so I did all that, but then I want to show you what I got, and I'm going to have to figure out where to find all that. Just a second. We're going to go get my other document. And once you get your gammas, you'll get, if you go to the home page, you get a screen like this. Okay, so here's the one that I had. And this is after I edited it. So I want to show you something. Now you see this image. All right. And then you see the second slide, that image. And come on, the third slide is this one. Now, when well, that was the fourth slide. Okay. Anyway, the first 4 slides, what Gamma gave me, all had male images. And I thought, well, that's not being too sensitive. That's not such a good idea. So what I did was I went over to my buddy again, ChatGPT, and I said, create a photo with a female business owner and a sleek professional image at work, maybe some AI icons. Okay, here's what it gave me. And I thought that is pretty cool. And I was going to use this on the second page. However, then when I went back here, I thought that's a better one for the first page. And I don't have the original image, I guess, for that one. Anyhow, so I put that in for first image. And the first image originally was a guy with a bunch of electronic looking things, looked like AI land. Then the next screen, this is the new image, but let me show you what I had to work with first. All right, there. I think you can see this. All right, that was the original image that was on the Gamma. Now, I bet you can see what was wrong. This guy has 3 hands. And I thought this was a good one of frustration. And I thought instead of trying to recreate that, let's just go with that. So I want to show you what I did. Okay, come on. And then here's the cool thing. You can upload the image. So I just took a snip of this and put it in a folder, and then I uploaded it. And then I said, so here's the image. And I said, create one with only 2 hands and arms. And I think it still goofed that up. And so then I had to say, remove. Here you go. See that? The arm on the table. I said, remove the arm that is on the table. Well, it did. It also got rid of the coffee cup. I don't care. That's fine. The point I want to make here is if you're working in Gamma, they, at least last time I played around with this extensively and was doing a whole bunch of image changes, it takes credits. Now, when you go to Gamma, you get free credits that you get to use because then it makes it a free service, at least until you get it tested out and decide if you want to pay for it. And I know when I was changing out images, it took credits away. So I just want to warn you that if you don't want to lose credits, go to something like ChatGPT that you either have free or maybe you've got a paid account for ChatGPT, and you can take the image from the Gamma and say, make this a woman instead of a man, or take the extra arm off. Keep in mind, this is so cool. You can upload the image to ChatGPT and have it fix it or basically make some minor changes. So I just thought that was really awesome. Now I want to show you too, then, so there's the guy and he only has 2 arms. Yay, that's a little bit more reasonable. I left the rest of the images alone. And then I went down and to the very end here. And there you see the rather, I don't know why they got that weird neon color, but that's okay. I don't care. That looks okay to me. And the original image I'm going to show you, this was the image that Gamma had, a guy walking up these sort of neon colored steps. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to see if I can get a man and a woman. I don't know. I just thought that's what I want to do. I want 2 people and I want them to be male and female. All right, so let's just see if we can move on from here. Come on, get rid of that. All right, and so I uploaded this image. I took it from Gamma and I gave it that image and I said, take this image and put a man and woman walking up the steps in business clothes. All right, there's the image. Just showed you that. That was what Gamma gave me. And look at what Claude GP, or I'm sorry, what Chat GPT did. Look at that. I just think that's really cool. I didn't notice till now the woman is right on the edge of the steps. Hopefully she doesn't fall off. And then I just copied and pasted that. The way I did these was I didn't even have to upload them. I just did the image with my, use whatever you got for photo snipping, screenshots, whatever it is that you do. And then I just did a copy and I came over here and pasted it in. Voila. I was so excited. I thought that is simple. And, we work on these things from time to time, and sometimes they change how they operate and what you have to do, because you could go over here to the toolbar and here's your tool for images. And you can, here it says image upload or URL, web image search, AI, all these options that you have, gallery. And when I was trying to upload mine, it just seemed like that was clunky. So I just decided to improvise and took my image from ChatGPT. There it is. And I think what I did was just copy image and then went over here and pasted it. Could you get any simpler than that? That is what I wanted to show you, how you can basically combine a couple different artificial intelligence programs to get what you need And like I said, because Gamma, at least last I spent a ton of time on it doing the image thing, it kept taking credits and credits away. And if you've got 200 credits or whatever you usually, I think that's what you get to get started, is then you don't want to blow 50 credits or 100 by swapping out images, right? You want to maximize what you can do. And last I did the math, and I don't know if this has changed, but last I did the math with Gamma, when you get the free credits when you sign up, and that equates to 13 different presentations. And that is certainly enough to help you check it out. Anyway, that's what I wanted to share and show you how you can do that. And just sometimes we need to have a go around and another option on how to do some of these things. So that's what I want to share with you. Thanks for tuning in, and I look forward to seeing you on another AI tip